can't believe you're 71 years old.
I can't either.
And you can still sing, man.
Yeah, I can't. I can't. So just really raspy this morning. I'll be all right.
What's going on with you and all this? You should tell a ghost story in the sense that this is a very heavy thing for me because as I get up in years, I'm hoping there's some sort of afterlife. I don't think there is, but you give me hope. Sure. You give me hope, Sammy.
There's something going on, Howard. I don't know what it is, but I've been touched in weird ways sometimes in dreams and while I'm awake and you're thinking it's a dream and things happen. My father visited me. My manager, when he died, visited me the night they died.
Yeah, but wait a second. It's deeper than that, Sammy. What you're saying is, if I have it right, because I need to hear this, and because you seem like a pretty sane guy to me. You say this story is 100% true.
100% true.
Right. Your father, hard-drinking man, tough guy.
Died under a park bench, basically. I mean, in the back of a car, a police car, but they pulled him out from a park bench, you know what I mean?
And the night he dies, there's a knock on your door. You hear a distinct knock. You were sleeping or you were awake?
I got up and answered the door.
Right.
And in my house, right where I was, the person that was with me, my baby was in, I had a little 2-year-old, Aaron was a little 2-year-old boy. And I answered the door and it was my dad. He was like in his 20s. And he was drunk and going crazy, and he was saying, "Great day for the Irish," and all this stuff. And I said, "Don't ever come like this in front of my baby." Woke him up, and it all happened. It was like a dream. Slammed the door, went and laid back down. God's truth. I mean, you can't make this shit up.
No.
And somebody knocked on the door, and I go, fucker, he's back. I went and opened the door, and it was my next door neighbor who had a telephone that was an emergency number for my sister and my family because I was living, I was with my band. We were all sleeping in the same house and all that, same room. Anyway, and he goes, "Hey, your sister's on the phone." Look, Howard, my fur is up.
You got goosebumps.
Yeah, I do, all over my body, man. And so I just went, wow, my sister, I knew. I mean, they found Dad at 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, and that's happened.
Do you ever
twice.
think, since it's happened, do you think maybe you were asleep, or you were awake when your father visited you?
I don't know. That's too out there, man.
What was the second time it happened?
Well, my manager Ed Leffler, who when I joined Van Halen, when I got thrown out of it, when we were having our hard times, Ed Leffler had died. After that, the band broke up, and Ed Leffler was my manager forever. And then he took over Van Halen, and I was sitting there, we were going through hell with the band, and they had hired this manager guy who they ended up suing and all this stuff. We won't mention names, but long story short, I talked about it in my book. And Ed, I was sitting there, I was laying in bed, and I just didn't know what to do. I didn't want to quit the band, but I knew it was over. We were really at odds. And Ed comes to me, kneels down next to me in my bed. I'm going, fuck, I'm smelling him. He's a cigarette smoker, he had a certain smell about him, And I'm going, damn, Ed, what am I going to do? He says, don't worry about it. It's going to be okay, man. He says, he just came and flat said that and just straightened me right out. I said, fuck it. The next thing I know, I was thrown out of the band and life was good for me. You know what I mean? Like, so do
you believe in the afterlife?
Yeah. I believe in dimensions. Yeah, I think there's a lot going on right in this room.
Why is everything happening to you and not me? I don't understand. I lay in bed, nothing happened. Nobody visits.
You can have this shit.
Does it scare you when it happens?
He'd like you to have it.
It's scary.
It's scary.
It's scary.
Were you visited by aliens as well?
Yeah, and I had a UFO experience, and that was in 67, 68.
And you weren't high or anything?
No, I didn't do drugs. I didn't even drink back then.
And who visited?
Just 2 guys in a little ship sitting up on a mountain about 11 miles away. I know right where they were.
Right.
And they plugged into me it was before wireless.
Yeah.
And I was wireless, and they had computers. It was before computers, and they had a numerical system that was, and they were either programming me or just, I think they were plugged into me. Said, there's some like a cow. I was like a guinea pig or something. They just randomly picked me, and I woke up while they were doing it. I'm going, what the fuck's going on? My room was white. I mean, I was like, I couldn't see anything. It was a complete whiteout. I lay there, couldn't move. All of a sudden, they said in another language, just telepathy, this is done. He's waking up or whatever. And and they yelled a numerical code that was obviously, you know, like your passcode to get into your shit, you know?
Yeah.
And boom, it was almost like a wire in the air. And I woke up and it was black, and I was shaking and I couldn't move.
Jeez,
And when you when you tell that story, guys
think I'm
like
crazy.
Jason look at you like you're crazy. He's back there making hand signals like cuckoo.
He's jealous.
He's jealous. Aren't you jealous?
I've never heard that story yet.
Well, he's been
last
visited. Why
Yeah.
him?
I just kept thinking, like, did they like do sexual things?
Did they put a catheter up your penis?
No, there wasn't physical. It was from a distance. They programmed into me. They like, you know, they wireless.
Do you think they programmed that you would one day be the lead
No.
singer of a band?
No. I think that opened my mind. It was like a big acid trip, brother.
But you were not. But you were not probed. Nothing went on you
No.
anally, or no.
No,
Okay,
that
good.
could have happened too,
I mean,
though,
it's-
somewhere else.
Yeah, right.
You know, you don't usually know about
Well,
that
you're
shit.
from San Francisco.
This one,
That happens a
I
lot.
woke up while this happened. No, sir. The one way do not enter is tattooed on my ass.
No aliens getting in there. Oh, man.
Well,
And
maybe
nobody.
they did make you this singer, poet, songwriter.
He's probably still
it
under
made
their
me think.
influence right now.
Probably the alien.
I never stopped thinking that next morning. All I thought of was, what and fuck? And I got curious about everything.
Well, dude, this is amazing.
I got curious.
I mean, you've been chosen for a lot of things in life.
Now, do you go to those conventions?
Oh, hell no. Those people are crazy, Robin.
Let me tell you,
Those people.
those people are nuts. Yeah, they're probably schizophrenic.
Yeah, they talk about abduction and
I mean, you're Sammy Hagar. You can say those kinds of things, and you're okay.